Stop recording.
Computer, stop. Computer, stop!
Video mode. Rear camera preview. System sound
What?
volume set to 0%.
Are you on? Are you working right now? Man. See, this is why I need a computer. Not you. I'm not talking to you.
Top result is HP laptop computer.
No.
Full HD
No,
display,
no.
Intel
Shut it.
4 processor, 16 gigabytes DDR4 RAM, 256
Computer.
gig.
Stop. I don't even know if I'm recording right now. Am I? I don't know. I just don't. And it's things like this that are kind of getting me a little down. The fact that I've been using a phone to accomplish everything, building this nonprofit over the past 5 years, and it's just, I need something more. I need a machine that can allow me to do more than what this touch screen allows me to do. I need something that can allow me to edit, can allow me to actually accomplish some of the stuff that I need to do. Maybe actually be able to read my emails better, because I tell you what, writing emails nowadays is a chore. I don't know what they changed, but a few months ago, Gmail is just freaking blank. I could type away at it all day long, but I won't be able to understand what I'm typing. I have to type it all from memory and hope to God I didn't misspell something or mispunctuate something. And I tell you, it is a frustration of mine. It is a deep frustration of mine, and something I'm just trying to figure out how to deal with. And it does make me apprehensive. Google took away that whole "Don't be evil" slogan, because here I am, needing their help fixing a problem, and people who say they're not evil, that's one thing, but then you take away the fact that you said you're not evil, and that's another thing. And I'm not saying Google is evil. I don't even know what I'm saying there. I'm kind of just going off on a diatribe. I wish I could edit that out. But I don't have the software for that. I don't have the computing capabilities for that. And I'm glad the thing didn't go off when I said it like that. Instead, I've been doing it all on phones, and I've been utilizing Reddit. And I just found out about Substack, and I've had to send them an accessibility compliance request or something like that, because their app wasn't working with my TalkBack software on my phone. And hopefully we can get that all settled and handled, and I can create a better Substack profile and actually post my my writings there instead of on Reddit, because I'm being told that posting stuff on Reddit isn't really a good option. And I'm being told this by an individual who's actually in the publication world, and they're telling me that my poems are actually decent, and I should keep them away from Reddit. So I'm looking for a new place to post things. If any of y'all happen to know where it is, and of course, even if this is even recording at all, I could just be talking to a blank phone right now, and you know what? That would just be a blind people problem right there. Because it isn't like I can see the little red light telling me, oh yeah, you're recording, or something like that. Nope. Oh. Anyway, so that's something that is happening, and it's moving forward. This I am going to be doing more on the writing front. I'm getting the hang of it. I've been practicing. I've been learning. I've actually gotten some books that are outside my normal book in order for me to get a better grip and understanding on things like romance, and so I can write it better. Because I'm realizing, it's a little flat. I tried my best to make the characters three-dimensional, but it's just looking back over it, the story's a bit flat, and I need to really give it some more depth, and I'm working on that right now, and I'm going back over everything and changing and ensuring the tense is proper, because it's all supposed to be in past tense, but sometimes I would just get in the flow of writing, and then whoops, I forgot what tense I was writing when I get tired. You ever have that? Like, you just realize the last, you don't know how long you've been writing, but you've been writing in the wrong tense, and you're like, I could fix it, but I'm on a roll right now. So you just kind of switch over, or at least I did, and I would just switch over back to past tense and keep going, because I didn't want to mess up my flow. And from what I was reading and understanding, or at least listening to, because I utilized TalkBack, what I was listening to was explaining to me that that's what you're supposed to do while writing a first draft. You're just supposed to keep moving forwards, understand where you've made the mistakes, make notes of the places that you screwed up in, but keep going. You can always come back to those places later and fix them up and make them look nice, but just keep moving forwards. Then give yourself a break and come back to it. So the break is over, I'm coming back to it, and I'm seeing problems I've made, and I'm going over and fixing them. I just finished cleaning up section 1, which, one more time to explain this, there are 2 section 1s, there are 2 section 2s, and there are 2 section 3s. I just said that, and I'd only labeled 2 fingers, so let me just replace that. There are 2 section 1s, there are 2 section 2s, and there are 2 section 3s. So, and if you're blind, I just raised 2 fingers on one hand at the same time as raising 1 finger, and then 2 fingers and 3 fingers. I just figured, why not have a little fun with it? I'm acting a little silly today. I haven't really been on the right kilter or something like that. I don't know. Things have felt off all week. I was going to do a comedy bit and post it here on the YouTube channel, but sadly that just didn't happen the way it was supposed to happen. The comedy bit I did was absolute garbage. Nobody laughed. Yeah, it was a bad night. They happen. But I'm not going to show you the bad night. Excuse me, sorry. I'm not going to show you the bad night at all. You just have to believe me when I tell you it was a bad night. And hopefully next night is good, because tomorrow night I'm going to be doing the Vecinos place and doing the comedy show there, and giving it my best shot. Hopefully I get a reply to the email I sent out to that comedy booking agent, but chances are they'll send me a message when they have something for me. So no news is good news, right? At least it's not a rejection. And so Thursday night I'm going to be doing that, getting back up there on stage, doing some more comedy. I got to figure out what I'm going to talk about. I've talked about a lot of things, but I think maybe it's time I recycle a few jokes, bring up some other stuff that I've talked about before, maybe straighten some things out from the past jokings I've done. And it's about time, because I'm forgetting what was in the world was that first set that I used at Vecinos. It was Darn it, I completely blanked. I have forgotten what my first set was there. I know that last week I talked about Bekassu, and last week I talked about 3 a.m. Walmart people, and last week I also talked about why you got that cane. At the Flacos, or Vecinos, I know I've brought up the grocery store story. And I know I've brought up cops. And did I bring up ironing boards? I don't know. I'm gonna have to like workshop that tomorrow and break down what stories I've actually told and what stories I want to tell for tomorrow night. It's been weird, but then again, I've been going and going and going, so I'm expecting a little mental fatigue. And it's okay. It has been making me happy. I tell you that right now. You're going out, doing these things, memorizing comedy skits, doing the poems every day, writing, trying to make up stories and stuff like that. All of that stuff has really been helping me out, and at a place where the channel just wasn't doing it as much for me anymore as it used to. And I realized, I've grown a bit larger. So that's why I've kind of stopped doing the daily videos, and because I've just been working, and I guess I could record live streams where I'm just writing the book. Let me know in the comments. Would y'all like that? Would you like me to just kind of put this thing on and do that? But then again, I'd have to figure out what to do with the music. Because I do want to listen to music while doing that, but I do know that the music I can't listen to because of copyright reasons, even though I'm not listening to the music. It's just kind of the back... I'll figure it out. Otherwise, what else is going on? I'm supposed to be doing a comedy roast thing on like the 17th or something like that. And I'm pretty sure that's next week. So I'm supposed to be doing something like that. It seems like it would be a lot of fun. I hope it's not tomorrow night. Pretty sure it's next week, though. We're supposed to be roasting comedy stuff for the comedy club. It should be a hoot. I'm going to enjoy coming up with some fun things to talk about, and bringing up things from the past in my own family and things like that, because it's always fun to just make light of old holiday traditions and stuff like that, and talk about some of the weird things that have happened at Christmas, and get a crowd laughing. At least I'll have fun doing it, that's for sure, because, well, I'm one of those people that I laugh at stuff like that. I laugh whenever life throws rocks in my path. Because didn't it just make the journey that much more interesting? But yeah, I think that is all I really want to talk to you guys about today. I hope all of you out there are having a wonderful time of it. You're all doing better. A new slogan that I've come up with is ever striving, ever growing. I've been enjoying using that one. You can go ahead and use it if you want. Ever striving, ever growing. It's something fun to say, and makes me feel better because, moving forwards is growing, changing. I have to do a lot of learning with what I've been doing lately. I've been studying up. I've been working the old brain muscle to come up with stuff. You can't always just he said, she said, they said, we said. When you're writing, you gotta use something other than said, or else everything's just going to be said. So you have to think about that stuff. You gotta work your way around conversations. You gotta figure out how would this person reply if this person said this thing, and you got to move your feet into their shoes, and you got to walk a mile in them. You got to figure these characters out, and you accidentally kind of fall in love with some characters you weren't intending to. Like, I'll tell you this straight up, I really like my character Follicle. I accidentally made a character I enjoy, even writing her. I enjoy writing her because Follicle ended up being a cool character in the romance. And I'm in the second draft, Follicle's definitely going to be getting more attention because that's just something that I enjoy doing, and I discovered as part of writing it. Like, whenever I started writing this thing that's adventure romance, it was just an adventure. The main character, Max, was just supposed to drop May off in Nebraska and then move on and go and do something else. But then things happened. And Max and May ended up staying together, and then they ended up going and training together, and it just happened that way as I was writing it. And I'm like, this works out better. And that ended up changing how the ending of the book happened, and it worked, though. The ending of the book, in my opinion, is better in the first book of the Max and May series, because you bet your bottom dollar this is going to be a book series, because I had too much fun writing the first one. I spent 30 straight days writing a freaking book. You don't think I had fun doing it? It was a blast to write that book. It almost wrote itself. And I'm of course going to write the second one, even if it never gets published. It's still going to get written because it wants to be written. So I'm going to work on this first draft and get it the way I want it to see it, and then work on the second draft. And what was that? You talking to me, phone? Oh boy, what did it say to me? Anyway, so it's exciting. I'm excited about it. I did not expect to get excited about writing. I didn't expect to enjoy, writing a poem. What? I enjoy writing poems. Never thought. But then again, I never tried. Not once in my life, except in high school, where I was forced to write poems, have I tried to actually write poetry. And oh, I see why so many people do it. Because it's actually kind of relaxing. You're just writing a little poem. You just a little describer about things. Or a little describer about a feeling. Or a describer about, in a place, or an event, or even just a leaf. Or it could be a describer about a person's entire life. But it's just this description. And as a blind person, I love descriptions. And so I'm coming back through poetry going, you know what? I think I get it now that I can't see. It took me losing my sight to actually see poetry. That's kind of a funny thing, ain't it? So no matter what happens to you in life, you'll always discover something new that you find you enjoy, whether you ever thought you would enjoy it before or not. It doesn't matter. What matters is the fact that you found something that you enjoy. But the only way you can find something that you enjoy like that is if you give it a shot, if you try to enjoy it. Well, not try to enjoy it, but if you try it, if you just experiment with it, if you give it a month. I gave it a month and discovered I enjoyed it. If I had given it just that 2 weeks, I would have stopped. But I promised myself a month. I promised myself to go until it was over, and I wanted to write it in a month. And that was me, pushing myself to get in the habit. And maybe it will take that for you. For you to understand that you enjoy something, or you'll have to come in it a bit slower. I mean, I admit I did it a bit fast. I jumped in the deep end, but that's how I felt like I needed to do it. And so you do what you feel like you need to do, but still try something new. Experiment with life. You never know what you will end up enjoying. Thank you all so much. I've been Blind Prime. I hope you've enjoyed today's little message, because I guess I'm doing these now. Bye-bye for now.